Today we are blessed to have Zach Shatz, who is a poet, educator, and editor. His 4 books include Poetry, an original comprehensive system of metaphysics, tracing quantum phenomena in patterns of language. The first half of Zach's life was spent in the U.S. Northeast, the second half in the Bay Area, and the third half in China. So he calls that bending math, since he has had 3 halves and 3 halves.
I'm lucky that way.
Yeah, that's that
And
metaphysics.
now he's spending his 4th half here in Taos.
So there's 2 of them?
Or he could say the
Never seen us
quarter
both
of-
in the same place at the same time.
That's right.
Or maybe it's 4-dimensional and it just,
Yeah,
He
that's
is a multi-dimensional being about to enlighten us with something. Thank you, Zach.
Thank you.
With something.
Something.
What could it be?
listen deeply and we'll find out.
No matter what it is, it's something. Unless it's nothing, and that's something.
my brain is already full.
Gotta go deeper. Well, the best talk I could give today on deep listening is to sit silently for 35 minutes. But I'm not that good, so I'm gonna do some talking. I'm a bird. I'm a rubber ducky. I'm a passing metro train in the distance. Deep listening is not about being still in the world and the universe. Let me get my thoughts together. Too busy deep listening to remember what I'm going to say. Deep listening involves loving ourselves and allowing ourselves to love ourselves. Deep listening, when we I thought about this for a long time, and now the words are down there somewhere. In loving ourselves is really hearing the universe loving us. And hearing the universe loving us, I was even going to write this down in case I couldn't remember my spiel, and I was thinking, I got this. And I do got this.
You have it.
Hearing the universe loving us, we can't help but love the universe that loves us. Loving the universe is participatory. So deep listening is this love relationship with the universe. In my view, listening is the highest spiritual act, even more than dancing. We all know that deep listening involves more than the ears. It involves the body and the heart. You know, maybe you don't know, but professionals in communication say that only 30% of what we understand from what people say is in the definitions of the words being used. Another 30% is the body language, and 40% is the tone. We're really listening to energies, and the definitions, well, that goes along with it, but mostly we're feeling each other. I'd like to invite you to breathe with me, and I want you to breathe slowly. So together, let's take a breath. Follow me. One more. We're walking in the woods. Smaller animal. Thank you. Animal scurrying. But as Rupert Spira has said, there is the silence behind the silence. It's a deep water that, as far as we know, does not have a bottom. But that's where the truth is. And we swim in the truth, in the higher levels of the water, but the deeper truths are down deeper, deeper into the deepest waters that I'd like to think at the deepest levels are the quantum field. The quantum field composes the universe, and if we're good, we can dance with the quantum field and touch the truth, even if momentarily. I think all of us have those moments when we touch the truth, if only momentarily. So I invite you to reach for the sky. Reach for the sky. Bring the sky down to your eyes, to your shoulders. Now we are walking in the sky. And now forever you will walk in the sky. When I was a kid, you know, at a fair, there's a jar with beans in the jar, or marbles, or seeds, and it's a contest. Who can guess the number? And I won those contests regularly.
Huh.
good at it. As an adult, I was in a restaurant, and there was a big fishing net hanging from the ceiling, full of dried red chilies. And it was a contest. Whoever could guess the number, whoever could come closest, would win a free dinner for two. And my guess was 1,274. And the actual number was 1,272. I was 2 off because I'm not autistic. It was a nice dinner. When I left my mother's house when I was 18, serendipitously, my high school graduation was on my 18th birthday. What a nice gift for my 18th birthday to be done with high school. And when I left my mother's house, I haven't owned a TV ever since 1978. It's just noise. It keeps you from hearing what's really going on. And I love music, and especially dancing. But when I'm home, I never listen to music. I prefer the silence. Washing dishes, or reading on the internet, or juggling. Sometimes I'll listen to music when I'm juggling, because that's nice. Juggling?
Huh.
I've been a juggler since I was 12. Yeah, well, I've taught hundreds of people how to juggle. But sometimes I do watch sports at a friend's house or at a bar. I watch sports a lot with Dave. And when the commercials come on, we mute the sound. And that is some very nice silence. Deep listening is at least a form of meditation, if not what meditation is, in fact, where we are not creating forms with the mind, but we are being informed in the embrace of the universe, this love relationship. It's a kind of irony that when we slow down enough to listen to the silence behind the silence, more is happening spiritually than when we are moving around. So I said deep listening isn't about being still, but being in relationship. If only more people knew that the universe loves us. If people were more aware of that, they would not be able to help themselves but love the universe back. We're just a little blinded, I think, a lot of the time, to this gorgeous, rich, endlessly resourceful universe that has put our cells together, that has given us our organs and our mobility and our consciousness. If we listen more closely, we see ourselves as miracles in the field of miracles. I was a teacher for 30 years, a school teacher. And I have a master's degree in education, and in my master's thesis, I wrote about, we want a teacher to know the curriculum, to know the subject they're teaching. We also want to know curriculum design, how to deliver it, how to fashion the information in an accessible and constructive way. But a big element of being a successful, effective teacher is overlooked a lot of the time, I would say all of the time in our teacher training, is listening to the student. Facial expressions, body movements. It's crucial for a teacher to call on students and ask them to demonstrate that they have understood what was transmitted to them. This listening to the student, this is how we tune in to their own thought process. When we listen to the student, we are really listening to how they are formulating ideas, and if they don't quite get it, we can see where the mistake is happening, where there's something missing or misunderstood. So an effective teacher, the student's thought process, and help them to make the connection been missing. I want to read a poem from Rosemary Watola Tromer. The poem is called "Sometimes I Forget How to Listen." Because words can be rubber bullets, can be pepper spray, can be cuffs. Scared, my ears become rabbits that burrow and hide. Angry, my ears become stone gates that refuse to let anything in. It's so painful to hear the rhetoric of hate. Burns like tear gas, stuns and disorients like flashbang grenades. No part of me then can believe there is a sliver of divinity in you that I want or need to listen to. It is so hard to listen. What if we do not listen? I want to train my ears to hear beneath the invective, want to listen beneath the attack. What if I could hear the human in you and not only the weapons of your words? What if you could hear the human in me and find a piece of yourself? What if we left all our mouths at home and let only our ears gather in the streets? Would we hear then the sounds of each other's breath, proof of our mutual humanness? What peace might arrive for a moment if we listened, all of us miracles, softening into that generous silence, listening with the ears of our hearts as the cold wind swirls all around. One more time, some breathing. together slowly. How much meaning there is when we say, I hear you. It's about what's happening here. I hear you, I see you, I feel you, I know you. I didn't know how long my talk would take, and I knew there would be a chunk of time when I was done. So I really want to hear from you on not thoughts about listening, but experiences with deep listening. So we have another microphone. This has, test, this has a long cord. So we can pass this mic around. And I can use this one. Can I ask anyone to share about experiences with deep listening? This could be dreams. This could be a moment of playfulness with a child. This could be suddenly being aware that something is wrong. Mike?
In dialogue, formal dialogue, we say deep listening is not preparing an answer to the other person's words. And that's it.
Great, great.
Oh, I have something. I was sitting outside with my neighbor, and she said, "Listen, do you hear that?" And I didn't. She heard a hummingbird.
Ooh, cool.
I thought that was pretty neat.
Yeah. And what did the hummingbird say?
I didn't hear it.
I'm alive. I'm a miracle.
But they are coming.
Wrap people up.
They're coming, the hummingbirds.
Yeah,
They are.
yeah.
I saw my first.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dave and I spend time with Jakob at Jakob's house, and in his backyard we see quite a few hummingbirds.
Oh, deep listening to me is listening to my intuition, that inner voice. And sometimes it is so strong, and sometimes it's so subtle. But when I really listen to it, it is so right on.
Can you give us an example?
Okay, yesterday, so I went to Peggy Ness's memorial and then to the burial. And I was preparing snacks, and I just had this feeling, take these apples, Sandra. Anyway, and there was this young woman there, and she's on a restricted diet, and she rode with us, and which I didn't know beforehand, and I knew, give her these apples. I brought those apples for her. That was total intuition. To me, that's
What
deep.
was her response to that?
Oh, thank you.
Oh,
That's just what I needed, because she's on a very restricted diet.
it's interesting to ask, did the intuition come from you, or from her, or from the apples?
From the universe.
Yeah, all three.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
but I acted.
Oh, yes.
That's the
Yes.
thing about intuition.
That's it,
Is
yeah.
acting,
Thank you, Sharon.
because a lot of times we don't.
That's that relationship we have
Yeah,
with the universe. Great.
it's very special.
Great.
Yeah. Thank you. I'm about to go back into the classroom with 4 and 5-year-olds and some very, very special 3-year-olds. And listening is so big, and I'm so honored to be able to do this.
Well, they'll be very lucky to
Verbal.
have a good listener. Yeah, because that's what they really need.
When I do contemplations, I'll be listening, and then I'll sometimes hear like a humming or kind of a little buzzing sound. And I think that's the universe talking to me. And I hear other people hear other things, like, music or
Voices.
Whatever, even choirs, but there's a lot of things you can hear when you're just in meditation and listening.
I have this weird thing, wherever I live, I hear it sounds like electricity flowing in the walls. And I never know if that's actually, there's electricity there or what, but it's always this, and I hear it now, it's like over there in that wall.
That's what I hear in my ears. And I don't even have to be in a building.
Oh,
You can still hear
when I'm
it,
outside, I don't hear it, it's just when I'm in a room. Jasmine?
I was talking to a good friend of mine a while back. I've known her for 15 years or so. And she's very connected on many levels, and clairvoyant, and very heightened awareness, I would say. But she was telling me about a conversation we had closer to when we met. She mentioned that it was difficult for her to converse with plants. And I've always had the ability to have full double-sided conversations with plants. And she told me that I had told her, well, just listen. And I was a little shocked. I was like, I said that? That almost seems a little mean. I'm sorry. She's like, no, thank you. It's actually really helped me out. And I have made breakthroughs with the ability to converse with, very diverse forms of life through, I guess, what would be deeper listening. So.
Excellent. I can say I've never met a plant I didn't like.
Where's the
Shelley?
I'm gonna be weird.
Watch out. You're getting to the end. Yep.
In 2017, I had a teacher he's a breathwork teacher. His name's Leonard Orr. And I went to stay with him for 23 days. And every day of the week, on Thursday, there was no talking and no eating. It was meant to be completely still. And then the third Thursday I was with him, he said, okay, this is when you go outside and you build a fire and you stay with the fire for 24 hours. Are you kidding? I was like, God, I can't do that. Well, I'm an overachiever and decided to stay 48 hours because I was really shocked at how swollen I got, and then it all went away, and I looked a little different. But right at our maybe between 36 hours and 48 hours, there was this sound that I heard, and now I kept stoking that fire. I didn't leave the fire at all except to go to the bathroom. And I kept hearing this sound, and I did not know what it was, and I kept looking for it. And then, because it almost sounded like, I don't know, high-pitched singing, and like an angelic sound, like a very high tone. And then right before it was over, I was just like, I finally asked what that noise was. What's that sound? It's like the whole time I didn't ask, but then I finally asked. And it was just this is the sound of your soul. And it showed me everyone's soul has a signature sound. And it's kind of how we find each other. And I was like, okay, I believe you. And that just, I've been able to take that with me all the time.
Can I ask all of you who relates to this idea that the soul has a signature sound and that's how we interact with each other? Thank you.
I have a spin-off on that.
Oh, okay.
I had just written the music to the St. Teresa's bookmark prayer that Mirabai had given me. Let nothing disturb you, let nothing upset you. Everything passes, God alone is unchanging. And right after I wrote it, I dreamed I was standing in the ocean, just calm blue water, and a boat came toward me, and in it was St. Teresa. And I was so happy to see her. And she didn't say anything through the whole dream, but she motioned for me to come close to her boat, and I did. And she looked me deep in the eyes, and she pointed to her ear. And so I put my ear up to her ear, and I could hear that sound that you're describing, what they call the Song of the Spheres, or the Song of the Universe, which sounds like an angelic choir. And then I saw also, when you slow down crickets going dee, 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 how it sounds just like that, like the cosmic choir. And I thought that was a pretty good sign that St. Teresa approved of what I wrote for her prayer. And that is an unmistakable sound. When you hear it, you know that that is the big Om, you know, the cosmic sound of the universe, either of your own soul or collective soul. It's a powerful experience. Do you hear that?
Can I ask you a question about your songwriting? You've written so much music. I know when I write a poem and it comes together just how I hoped it would, there is such a feeling of completion, of really the universe being there with me. Can I ask you to speak about that?
I would say absolutely yes, that there's an alignment that happens. And it's about deep listening, totally. It's about getting out of the way completely and allowing it to come through. And then later you can edit or do whatever you need to do in your own specific personal way. But I think mostly, I would say 100% of when a song comes through, you're just being open. And something downloads through the layers. And you feel that feeling of alignment, of lining up with something bigger than your own personal self. And it is a euphoric kind of feeling.
The sacred.
Very sacred. It feels very sacred, very aligned. Like, oh yeah, this is just right. You know, not too hot, not too cold, just right.
And this relates to what I was saying about allowing ourselves to love ourselves, that we are conduits. The universe loves us, and if we can only be open to that, the universe is available to us. And the universe has a lot more to say than any of us, so we do the universe a favor by being conduits.
Yeah, yeah, listening is big.
I hear that sacredness in your music.
Thank you.
Amy?
I was just wondering if somebody else wanted to speak. I was holding it till the next person wants it. Did you want to speak?
No, you.
No, I was just holding it
Val?
till the next person.
I don't need a mic.
Well, for,
It's for Zoom.
Oh,
It's just for Zoom.
Okay.
that's the end.
Yeah, just kind
Oh,
of
okay.
just a little bit. Yeah, there's a.
I just wanted to say that, you know, a lot of times people go through experiences and they have felt response inside that sometimes they don't understand. And with a little bit of encouragement, if they just drop deeper into the very awareness of their, what's the right word, felt experience, even visceral experience, the response generally isn't verbal, but they'll enter into a experience of imagery, that often imagery, and a sense of understanding that just deepens and deepens and deepens and gets more and more specific to any question they may have of what's going on with them, the more deeply they pay attention. I usually do that within. I don't usually get it from a flower, although you might be able to get it from a flower. It seems like our bodies register meanings pretty well for ourselves, in my experience anyway. I just wanted to add that.
Thank you.
Do you want this, Susan? Who wants this? Come on, I need to do some more.
So, thank you for sharing today. May we all listen to each other. Which one is which? I'm so busy talking.
It doesn't matter, they can
Yeah, I don't want to
just
get
don't point them toward the
the
speakers.
chords mixed up. I want to recall a quote from Mark Twain, who said, "If we were meant to talk more than listen, we would have 2 mouths and 1 ear."
Said the greatest talker of American history.
I can share with you, with a minute left here, what I want to talk with you about next time. I have thought of a mantra that I think is a very healing mantra, a universal mantra, that's my suggestion. And the mantra is, "Be with me." When each person says this, they're inviting the oneness of the universe. And if people are sharing this mantra together, then we are really collecting the interconnection and developing a higher the oneness is always there, but I guess there are just degrees and qualities of oneness, where if, as a world, if we could share this oneness together, imagine the world it could be. It's hard for us to even think that the world could be that way, but hopefully these are the next stages of human evolution that we're working toward this mutual awareness of being one. Okay.
Well done, Zach.
Well done, Zach.
Thank you.